hooked up with a hot girl, but she gave me a weird list of rules that she wants me to follow. When I arrived to a party around 10:30 p.m., the music was already blaring 3 blocks away. I got a little tipsy, and then I noticed one girl at the party who seemed to be standing next to the wall on her own, holding a cup in her hand. She immediately caught my eye because she was otherworldly beautiful. She had long blonde hair and blue eyes. The blue dress she wore prominently showed her sultry figure, and it was all I could do not to stare. She seemed to catch my gaze and smiled as she took a sip from her cup. "Yo, Daryl, you having a good time?" Half drunk, and Alex wrapped his arm around my shoulders, almost spilling his drink on me. I leaned in and shouted in his ear so that he could hear me over the loud music. "Yeah, man. Hey, listen, who's that girl over there?" "What?" He raised his eyebrows and leaned him closer. I repeated my question, and once he glanced at the girl, he said, "I don't know her name, man, but Matt's been with her. Says she's a beast in bed." "Ha!" I said, catching the girl's gaze once more. I had just ended a 3-year-long relationship, so I wasn't really looking for anything serious. A one-night stand sounded like a perfect way to win the shitty year that was 2019. Alex leaned in to shout something in my ear. "Hey!" But even though she screws like a nymph, Matt said he'd never interact with her again. "Why?" I asked. Alex shrugged. "No idea. He just said that inviting her home was the worst idea." "Hey, Jamie!" His attention went to another friend that passed by, and I was left alone with my own thoughts, as difficult as they were to be heard in such a loud place. Matt was pretty, picky with women, so having another girl that isn't to his liking was no big news. I realized that the girl was still staring at me with a seductive smile, so I allowed the alcohol in my blood to give me the surge of courage I needed to approach her. We introduced each other and made some shallow small talk. She said her name was Melissa, and after a few brief exchanges, I asked her to dance. She said yes, spurring me to try and take things even further. As we danced, things started getting more heated between us, and at one point, Melissa wrapped her arms around my shoulders and leaned in as she said, "Do you have a place we can take this somewhere more private?" She bit her lip as she said so and continued dancing gently. "I got an apartment not too far away. We can use my car," I said, my pecker practically talking instead of me. She nodded, and before anyone noticed, we were out of Alex's house. We barely managed to enter my apartment with our clothes still on, and as soon as I locked the door behind us, she stopped kissing me and said, Wait. Before we do this, there are some things you need to know about me." "What things?" I said, not caring about talking right now. She gently pushed me away, blushing and panting, and said, "Please, this is very important. Listen to what I have to say, and I promise I'll let you do anything you want with me later." She ran her hand across me. I nodded and agreed to let her speak. She sat up right on the couch and exhaled before she said, "All right, so there are a couple of rules you need to follow, because otherwise you may put yourself in danger." "Oh, great," I thought to myself. She continued, "The first thing you need to know is now that we started this, we need to finish it to the end. If we don't, you'll have 8 years of bad luck. If you ask me to leave after we've done it, something even worse may happen." I frowned in confusion, but before I could ask anything, she continued, "If you see my eyes turning red while doing it, close your own eyes, but don't stop. You're going to hear me making deep guttural noises, but they should be gone within a minute or so. Again, just don't open your eyes during that time. I can't be responsible for what happens to you if you do. If you feel my grip getting painfully firm on you like claws, stop moving and I'll gradually let you go. After we are done doing it, I will ask you some questions like how it was for you, have you had any better partners, how many girls you slept with, etc. I will need you to answer this as truthfully as possible. I'll know if you lie. Once we are ready to go to bed, put a piece of any kind of raw meat out of the fridge on the counter and leave it there overnight. We'll be sleeping in the same bed, so if you touch me during the night and I feel ice cold, ignore me. I may wake up and try to coax you into speaking to me by asking you a question or becoming hysterical. Whatever I do, just ignore me. I won't hurt you, so as long as you pretend I'm not there, you'll be fine. If you wake up and find me staring through the window, get out of the apartment as quickly as you can. Don't bother getting dressed, just get out. If you wake up and I'm not there, call out to me. You're going to hear one of the following things, either me saying that I'll be right back or calling you to come out. Ignore the latter. That's not me. And last but most important rule, make sure to set your alarm and wake up at exactly 6:06 a.m. If you see me still in bed by then, covered with a blanket over my head, get out of the apartment as quietly as you can. I will be out of your apartment by 6:05 a.m. No exception, that's all. She exhaled, staring at me in anticipation. I stared back with mouth agape. I hadn't even realized how dumbfounded and breathless I was until she finished. "So, do you have any questions?" She shrugged. No. I mean, everything is clear. Give me a moment, please. I need to use the bathroom." I fumbled to form a sentence and excused myself to the toilet. While there, I texted Matt, "Hey bro, you know a girl named Melissa?" His response came almost immediately. "Yeah, why?" I said. "Well, I hooked up with her, but I heard you said there was something wrong with her. What's her problem?" Matt read my message right away, but responded only after a minute. "Did you invite her home?" The message made me feel uneasy. I started to type when his next message came through. "Bro, please tell me you didn't invite her home." "I did," I responded, my hands practically shaking by this point. "Shit," Matt replied. "What is it?" I asked, now starting to feel full-blown panic. He said, "You have to go through with her rules now. Don't kick her out before she decides to leave on her own. She will be out of there by 6:05 a.m. "Bro, what are you talking about? I'll just tell her I'm not feeling well and send her home." "Don't do that. Listen to me. Don't do it," he immediately responded. "Why?" I asked. He typed for a moment before saying, "Because my friend Kit did it, and they found him dead in his bed 2 days ago." Just then, 3 slow knocks resounded on my bathroom door.